So my car is a 1952 MG, but it's actually 74 Volkswagen Bug parts. So there's a lot of guts and a lot of parts that are specifically Volkswagen. So the steering shaft's one of those things, and the actual Volkswagen part of the steering shaft actually goes from here to about here. And this is a part of it here. Like I said, 74 Bug stock. So this is pretty much all original from a Bug, and this is the bracket that would bracket it on to an actual Volkswagen. From there, I actually took this piece, which goes from about here to here, and this is from a 2006 Volkswagen Jetta. I bought this on eBay. It is actually a steering shaft, I believe, and it does have two U-joints, which can actually provide a little bit of flexibility in my steering. So pretty much my steering is not a straight shot, and most modern cars are not a straight shot either. It has a couple bends in it, and these provide that and are safe and are made to handle you steering the steering wheel and your wheels moving. From there, I actually welded the Volkswagen Jetta part back to an 74 Bug part. Then this is where it actually connects to the steering box, which controls the sway arms and the tires of the car. So long story short, it's kind of MacGyvered together. It's not original. It's just kind of parts that may or may not have fit. There's a couple welds that are sketchy and things like that. But I was driving it recently and I saw a crack in the Volkswagen part of the steering recently, and 2 days later it pretty much just cracked on me. And while I was pulling into my driveway, I did a 360 with the wheel. The tires didn't move, and of course I don't have power steering, so you can feel it that the tires weren't moving. So this cracked right here, and this is what I would consider like the mesh part of the steering. It's really the weakest part, and especially with a car that doesn't have power steering, you get a lot of shake, a lot of rumble, speed wobble as some people call it. So unfortunately what I have to do is kind of make this work in some way, shape, or form. So I've cut it so that it's more flush. I'm going to weld it so that it's a little bit stronger, and then I'm going to go to the classic bed frame trick that is one of my go-tos, I guess, and I'm going to weld something like this to just make it stronger and essentially eliminate the mesh part and put more steel for strength. My only other option would be cutting out the mesh completely and then putting in a whole new steel rod. However, that can get a little bit more wonky, and if you don't have it lined up correctly, it could be a little weird. And I don't have the steel rod to begin with, and I do have these bed frames. So, like I said, 74 Bug steering, 2006 Volkswagen Jetta U-joints, back to a Bug fixed at the end, and it goes into 52 MG, but I've got to fix it with either Volkswagen parts or MacGyvering something together, so I'm going with bed frames.
That one's a little crappy, but the one before it was good.
So we just touched up the steering, and it's pretty much back to almost originally how the mesh is supposed to be. So if you look closely, you can see that I, like I mentioned before, flattened it out, and then I've since welded over that spot and connected it all together. I also added welds, bead welds around the ends to kind of tighten up those as well. From there, that's pretty much like I could put it in the car and drive it right now, I'm guessing. From there, however, I want extra security, so I mentioned the bed frames before. We already cut those up and buffed them accordingly, and we're gonna slap those on just like this. So it's gonna serve as like an outer coating slash a full sheet of steel that will go from the top and the bottom of the mesh part, and ideally that'll make it about maybe twice as strong, 3 times as strong. So all the welds are done on the actual mesh. I just need to add these on now.
All right, test drive after putting all of the steering back together and welding it.
It feels solid, it feels similar, and we have a live stream on Tarpy's phone right here of the steering shaft.
See if I can. I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
That's all right.
I was gonna try and. Oh, we're going the wrong way.
Oh, dude. but it's
Here we
steered
go.
the right way.
Yeah.
I honestly wish I had this 24/7, this little live stream thing.
Dude, when I steer into this, just watch this. And if you're not filming, just watch that. Like when I steer into the gas station.
Yeah. Does it look cool?
This?
Yeah.
Dude, it looks nice. The squeak, I definitely know where it's coming from. It's that one spot that I was talking about before.
Yeah.
But dude, I love it.
Oh, dude, there's a little mirror.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'm telling you, the light's in a good spot too.
Yeah. That was well done. Well placed. We're taking it right here. Nice.
I feel like it's a little bit, you gotta turn a little heftier.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's fixed! So it is approximately maybe 4.5 hours later. The steering is back together. We just took it for a test drive and we saw on a live camera that it was good. Everything seems intact, and I'm gonna double check the bolts before I leave. But everything's back to normal. It drives nice. The steering wheel is still hard to steer, but that's what it's like without power steering. So once again, 52 MG with a 06 Volkswagen Jetta and a 74 Volkswagen Bug steering MacGyver together inside my MG. Until next time.